Joe Satriani, Steve Vai, thanks for doubling my pleasure this morning. How are you?
Wow, very, very good. Wide awake, too. I can't imagine how I woke up, but I did. It happened.
Well, how's it going so far? So good for the new year.
Fantastic, right? We got a new album that's seconds away from being finished and a tour that's seconds away from starting. It's just really great.
Yeah, you guys are busy boys. Surfing with the Hydra tour and the new single, gotta say, got me dancing.
Great.
You guys doing a little dance between each other. It's a beautiful thing. It's a toe tapper.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out what the style is, and it's sort of like crazy guitars meets reggaeton meets something else. But I think we need help trying to describe what it is. But it is unique.
A little bit of everything.
Yes.
And seconds away from the album release, exactly when is that?
We're looking at delivering a mastered full album. I'm going to say in a week. Steve, can we meet that deadline?
I think we can, finally. We're there. You know, there's always this time period when you're making a record where it seems like an impossible crunch. You have to get the record mastered. You have to get the artwork together. This is usually what can hold up a record. And you're doing press, you're doing your tour arrangements and prep. It's kind of a crazy period, and we're right in the thick of it right now.
Sure.
But it's exhilarating, too.
Yeah. You're so busy. You know, how do you have time? And you two have been friends for so long. The band, just a couple of years old. But this is really the first time that you're playing the U.S. with this incredible band. I want you to tell me about that, how that came to be.
Well, you know, Steve and I realized that in order to get this thing to really work, we were going to need some special musicians behind us who not only could follow our crazy ideas about guitar playing and music, but also would bring some stuff that would surprise us, that would, you know, elevate the whole idea about having a Satch Vai band. And we were so lucky to land, on our feet with these amazing guys, Pete Thorne playing guitar, which is a crazy idea. You know, Pete just having to figure out how to play and fit in with Steve and Joe. Marco Mendoza on bass, amazing bass player and singer, and holding it down with the amazing Kenny Aronoff on drums, my drummer in the Hagar band as well. So it really feels so strong, this band, when Steve and I walk out on stage and these guys are playing with us. They propel us, you know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Now, you've brought the great Glenn Hughes into the mix to sing on a song with you before. Will you get him back on any new tracks in the future or maybe on stage?
Oh, you know what? He always winds up in some city where we are, and he did that on a couple of G3 shows where he would come out and play with us. So I'm hoping that happens. But yeah, we are this community of musicians. You know, we're constantly working, and if you know, you can wind up in the same city on the same night. That'd be an incredible coincidence because the world is our stage, right?
Right. And how do you guys put together the set lists for each night? Is there a certain person that takes over that, or do you both get together, figure it out? A lot to choose from.
In a weird way, it takes care of itself because we're pretty much in tune to constructing a show and how to create the ebb and flow of energy and, you know, keep the stage moving so that it's engaging for the audience, continually engaging. So the set list kind of builds itself. You know, it would make most sense to come out and together and do a new song. So we kind of work that the first few slots, and then our experience tells us then we should do this and then that, and then hey, how about this? And it's a great process of creativity because Joe and I kind of have followed similar careers and have toured, played to similar people, you know, the same people around the world. So we know what the protocol is for building a powerful set. And boy, we've refined this one. It's really great.
And Steve, you have ties with Baltimore, having a long friendship with Frank Zappa. Do you keep in touch with any of his kids?
Yeah, I just did Amit's radio show the other day.
Nice.
And I'm constantly, I hook up with Dweezil now and then.
Very cool.
Family friend.
Joe, let me ask you. You taught Steve, taught Kirk Hammett. Have you learned anything from either of them?
You know what you learn when you're teaching is you learn how amazing the human spirit is, and when you see it right in front of you, and you kind of relate to it because you see familiar parts of them that you felt yourself when you were, younger or starting out. So excited about, in this particular case, playing guitar and expressing yourself musically, and that's what you see is sort of like this wonderful sort of evolution of guitar playing and where it's going to go. And it takes new people who are super inspired. It takes a new generation to move it forward. And in addition to that, you feel a sense of responsibility to aid that progression and not to get in the way of it, So when I was teaching, I always would remind myself, don't influence the student with your style. Just give them the information that they crave and let nature, take its course.
And are there any new artists, any guitar players that you're taking note of, either of you?
Oh, so many. Oh, my God. It's such a great time for guitar playing.
Yeah, the floodgates have opened.
Oh, my God, yeah. And we could sit here and just go down the list of guitarists that we follow, on Instagram that, post these just incredible feats of, technical wizardry and just really fantastic compositional feats. And so, I can certainly, just the other day, I was looking at something by the Chilean guitar player Baxti, and I was just thinking, man, I wish I could do that, because if I could do that, I would do that, like all day long.
And you have the band Animals as leaders opening up on the tour. Where did you discover them?
I think we're both very close to them, right, Steve? You've toured with them before, with Tosin.
Yeah. During Generation X, Tosin was a part of that. And I had heard his music. He came out with Animals as leaders at a time when the whole kind of underground movement of guitar evolution was happening. Because through the periods, 80s was kind of like a time when intense kind of shredding was starting to show itself. And then the 90s, it returned more to like straight ahead rhythm stuff. But all the time through the 90s and 2000s, there was a group of young humans that wanted to raise the bar, because being able to shred the heck out of a guitar is a lot of fun. It really is. And it's almost like their replacement for video games.
Right.
And their minds kind of work that way, So there's this crazy evolution of technique that just transcends what, where Joe and I were peaking. But, there's other elements to the music that makes it attractive to various groups. And we've always kind of also given a fair share of the song to melody. And so in any event, when this whole movement started happening, Animals, I was listening to their record, and it definitely stood out as something different than everything else. I would listen to things like Tool and Meshuggah, and you hear these different unique rhythms going against each other, and especially the work I'm doing with Beat on the King Crimson music, a lot of polymetric stuff. But what Animals was doing, and I've transcribed music for years.
Right.
I did it for Frank Zappa. I'm listening to it, and I'm like, what is going on here? And I try to figure it out, because there was an inquisitiveness of like, what is going on here? And I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And then when I got with Tosin, I said, what is going on here? And he's like, I don't know. I just played this, and he plays that. And it's remarkable how it came together. But he's also tremendously raised the bar, not only on guitar technique, but the construction of the guitar itself with his signature guitars. I mean, they're built for that generation of players. Right. And it's nice. It's amazing to see, and it's especially nice to have him on the stage.
And after that night of shredding guitars on stage, how do you boys decompress after a show? Are your hands burning? Like, what do you do to take care of your hands, your tools?
Oh, the shows aren't long enough.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's one of my favorite parts of the day because we chill out, we hang out, we laugh about the show, and then we get on the tour bus. The tour bus is really like the home.
Sure.
We're all comfortable. We're all secluded. We have our little, boys club, so to speak. And it's really great because we get to chat and laugh and just, that experience is great.
All right, I'm going to get deep now. You both answer this question. When you both enter the pearly gates, who is the first guitarist you're going to want to play with?
Jimi Hendrix.
I knew you'd say that.
Well, that depends on whether Joe goes before me or not.
You haven't had enough of him?
Never.
Well, you guys are very busy. Surfing with the Hydra Tour is coming to Wolf Trap. We're excited. It's at the Borgata May 29th, and then the next night in Vienna, Virginia on May 30th. And Joe, you're busy. We're going to be seeing you later with the Best of All Worlds Tour with Sammy.
Absolutely, yeah. That's coming up first. The first residency run will be in March, and then the second one in September. Always a lot of fun. We've got an East Coast run in June, and then in July we're in the UK with Joan Jett. So
nice.
Oh wow!
What a crazy year! Right?
Sure, but very cool to get here in the States, the Satch Vi Tour. A lot of people very excited about it, and thank you guys for taking the time and talking to Baltimore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you down the road.
All right. Bye-bye.
Cheers.